Oh, they missed all the announcements. It'll be fine. Okay, so today, girls, we're going to be talking about goal setting and we're also going to be talking about tracking because these two things to me, they go hand in hand. Okay, they really, really do. So let me spotlight this. Okay, so goal setting. All right, now here's the truth, y'all. If you didn't know, I want you to know scripture says that a confused mind does nothing. Okay. And the truth is that if you don't know where you're going, you're probably not going to go anywhere. True statement. True statement. So I wanted us to start off. Obviously, tomorrow is a fresh month. I always love a good fresh month. It's kind of like a fresh week or a fresh start, a fresh day. I always love a good reset. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much hope that we can truly like change the trajectory of where we're going based on like a freshness, a newness. It's just good, you know? And not to mention, April means that there's sunshine and the flowers are starting to bloom. And for those of you who have allergies, we're so sorry. Take your allergy pill. But everything is starting to really look pretty. And it is just a fresh beginning. And we're actually crossing into the final 3 months of our seminar year as Mary Kay girls. Okay. So it's a big deal. And when it comes to a fresh new start, it's always feels so good. But here's the kicker: if you don't know where you're going to go, what you're working on, you're going to be in the same place that you are now next year. Okay. And I want you to learn how to progress, to learn how to grow, to learn how to set your own goals and reset the goal if it doesn't come together, but just keep pressing in and learn from mistakes, but also just still challenge yourself and don't get caught up in the past and leave the past behind you, but also have something to look forward to. Okay. And so that's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. Goal setting can be fun, not scary. Okay. Goal setting should be exciting. And so that's what we're going to talk about. So the first thing I want you to know is let's talk about why should you set a goal. Okay. So why should you set a goal? Number one, when goals are set, things happen. Okay. Um, I want you to know that, becoming a sales director didn't happen because I just said I wanted to do it. It happened because I set a goal and I chased after it with my whole heart, right? And so when you set a goal, people's lives change because they're attached to your goal. Number two, goals make you feel good about yourself. We'll talk about it, Donna. We'll talk about it. Goals make you feel so good about yourself because it gives you something to wake up and look forward to. Y'all, there's been seasons in my life, in my business, where I just didn't know what I was working on next. And so I just felt so stuck. You ever felt that way? Like I can't see that far ahead. So I just feel so stuck, right? And so I love setting a goal because that keeps you motivated and going. And number three, goals provide an attitude adjustment. And sometimes we need one, right? Sometimes you need an attitude adjustment. And I need one frequently. Okay. I'm just saying my dad always said you need to fix your face before I fix it for you. So sometimes I just need a reset on everything. And if I reset my goal, then my attitude changes because I'm like, okay, it's like a refresh. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need that deep breath, that reset. Okay, let's try again. Let's go for this. What can I finish? Where can I win? And this is something that I've been really, honestly, in the past 3 months, this is something I've been really processing for myself is where can I find a win? And I would do it every single week. I ask myself, where can I win this week? Where can I win this week? Number four, goals establish self-discipline and motivation. Y'all, if you don't got a goal, you ain't got no discipline to get up and do the things, okay? I don't know if any of y'all have ever struggled with depression or anxiety, but I just want to say, like, very transparent here that when you have a goal and something that you're excited about, it creates this sense of urgency with you, especially if you have a deadline, and we're going to talk about that. But you create self-discipline in yourself, and it gives you motivation because you have a goal, okay? Which is so good for you. I would say setting goals is healthy, very healthy. Number 5, goals give you direction and purpose. Um, I think I take it back to that scripture where God says uh like your mind is so powerful, and in your scriptures it says a confused mind does nothing. And if you don't have a goal, then your mind does nothing, meaning your heart doesn't have any kind of direction. You don't feel like you have any purpose. You're just kind of waking up and doing the motions. You ever felt like you were just going through the motions all the time? Especially when you work the same job for so long. You know what I'm saying? Like you just do the same thing every day over and over and over. It can get a little mundane. And so, where you have a sense of urgency and something new that you're striving for or pushing for, it gives you direction and it gives you purpose and it awakens something inside of you. And number 6, goals take you where you want to go. Okay. Because if you don't set the goal, you're never going to achieve it. And so, you have to set the goal and you have to put a deadline on it. And number 7, goals create good habits and patterns to follow. Habits are huge. Okay. Habits are huge. And I want to share with you, I'm going to tell you number 8, and then we're going to come back to habits. Okay. Number 8 is the final thing of why should I set a goal? Number 8, a goal will eliminate others from controlling your life. Woo! Okay. So I want to tell you about habits real quick. Habits. Okay, so have you ever wanted to create some fresh habits, some new habits? Anybody? Like a good habit? Because I think sometimes we think about habits and we just think about bad things like smoking cigarettes or, I don't know, drinking whiskey. My coffee addiction. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so, but habits can be good things too. I really hope that we all have the same habit of brushing our teeth, right? Yes. Y'all, please shake your head yes that you brush your teeth because that's important to me. Okay. So, brushing your teeth is a habit. Um, Getting up, the first thing I do in the morning is go potty. Anybody else? It's the first thing I do. Go potty, brush my teeth, wake my children up for school. Like it's a habit. Okay. It's just like I don't even have to think about it. It's just what I go do. Right. In order to create healthy habits that you want to start doing, you have to habit stack. Okay. So this was shared with me. There's a book. It's called Creating a Habit, I think is what it's called. I made you buy it. Oh, I got it on my Audible too. So hold on. My library. Okay. Atomic Habits by James Clear. Atomic Habits by James Clear. He trained me. He didn't know he trained me, but he totally trained me because I listened to this book on and off over the past probably 5 years. And he trained me on habit stacking. And so if you want to create a new habit, you have to pair it with something that you already do that's already a habit. So for me, I wanted to start saying affirmations and to affirm myself and change my belief. Okay. So if you want to fix your belief system in yourself, you got to like pair it with something that you already do. And every single morning I brush my teeth, praise God. And so I have my affirmation printed out, and it's right beside the mirror in my bathroom. So when I brush my teeth, I'm reading my affirmation when I'm brushing my teeth. So I pair my affirmation with brushing my teeth. Aren't you so excited that I brush my teeth every day? So the other thing is when I'm fixing my hair, my affirmation's right there too. So I can, like, I literally just wrap it around the wand and I'm like reading the affirmation out loud. So I get it a few times in the mornings. Does that make sense? So what else do you do that's just natural? And where can you pair a habit? For me, I do have this habit of going to Starbucks every single day. And if I go to Starbucks, I always have my booking box with me. I have found that I'm more likely to make booking calls if I have the leads and the booking box to make them. Okay. And so that is something that I pair together. If I'm going to Starbucks, I have to have my box, Starbucks box, and then I get the things done. Okay. So where could you pair in your things that you need to create your new habits? Okay. All right. So now that we've talked about habits for a second, let's get back to our goals. And I want you to know that goals sometimes can be negative if they are too big. Okay. Your goal cannot be too big because there's this fine line where it's too big and it's a stretch. Like a stretch goal is good. Okay. Too big can shut you down, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Um, it also, your goal has to be, it has to be appealing for you. Like if it's not even interesting to you, like I know right now the company is doing a promotion that Tracy asked me about. And I was like, I know why I haven't been tracking that because I think the purses are uglier than dirt. It's not appealing. I don't do orange or dark green. It's never going to happen. I mean, I'll track it, okay? But I'm going to give those purses away that I win. You know what I mean? When I looked it up, I was like, "Oh, that's why." Okay. So you have to be interested, okay? You you also cannot believe that luck is necessary to get the goal done. Okay? Mary Kay is not about luck. It is about true work ethic. Okay. It doesn't like happen overnight, girls. Like it just doesn't. This is not a get rich quick scheme. It's just not the way it's built. Um, you also can't set your goals based on comparing yourselves with others. So don't set your goal just because, don't make your goal, I want to be a red jacket just because Susie Q says she's going to be a red jacket. Well, that's dumb because you're just comparing and you're going to be shut down. It can be negative. And don't do it for someone else. Do it for yourself. I do want you to know. And something that I figured out in my quiet time is that I feel like for a while there that I was setting my goals to please others. Okay? So I want you to set your goal for you, not for me. Do not set a wholesale goal, a career path goal in order to appease me or your mentor. Like this business is not, I don't want you to work for me. I want you to enjoy what you do. And if you set your goals that are pertaining to yourself, it is going to maximize you. And y'all, you can't work for me. Like, I want you to be proud of yourself. And I promise if you do what you want in your business, I'm going to be proud of you too. So you don't need to appease me. You don't need to be affirmed by me. The Lord is the person that you should be focused on, not me. Okay? I need you to hear that, okay? Don't do it just because you think that's what I want you to do. Do it because that's what you want to do. Okay? That is important. I want you to know that I strived and strived and strived and felt like because there was someone that I was truly I wanted to make them proud. And I feel like there was this sense of just got to do this, or that person won't be proud of me, or that person won't have anything to do with me, or she won't conversate with me. So I need you to know that I still will. I'll still be proud of you. I'll still talk to you. I'll still be excited to see you. You'll still be invited to come to my meetings. Like nothing bad is going to happen. I just want you to focus on the goals that make your heart excited. Okay? And we're going to celebrate them. Okay? So here's the reasons why people most of the time don't set goals. They're not sold on the benefits. They feel it's safer not to, because I'd rather not set the goal and not be let myself down, right? They fear commitment or failure. They have a fear of failure. Or they could have a fear of success. Like if I get there, I may not be able to maintain it. Or they have a poor attitude or lack of focus, or they just don't want to work. Okay. So there's a lot of reasons why girls don't set goals, but you get to choose. You get to choose on how you do this. Okay. So let's talk about setting a goal. Okay. So decide exactly what you want and be specific. Okay. I am going through, I am doing a fresh start for the next 90 days, and that includes me getting myself my 90-day planner. Okay. And I was just going through this because my life, I feel like I've just started to just lean back in with the Lord, and not that I ever got away from him, but just like I want to know what he has for me, not what other people have for me. And after realizing that, I was like, okay, God, in my wildest dreams, what's my bucket list? In my wildest dreams, what are my bucket lists? And y'all, I want you to know some things are small and some things are big. And I'll share them with you because I think it's just part of setting goals, because I can't create a financial goal without having I I like to work for fun things. Okay. So you can't just be like, I want to pay the water bill. I'd be like, boo, I don't want the water. Okay. Like that sounds so boring. I work for fun things. I'm just saying. Um, I mean the water is good. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying. I gotta have something fun to work for. Okay. That's just how my brain works. And so in my lifetime, this is what I want to do. I want to travel to Greece. I want to travel to Italy, Rome, Italy specifically. I want to make a wish in the Trevi Fountain in Rome. I want to travel to Paris, France, and I want to kiss my husband under the Eiffel Tower. Okay. I want to watch my daughters be baptized, meaning they have accepted Christ. That's like, I'll be so excited. Um, I want to buy a 4 to 5 bedroom home with 3 bathrooms. I want bigger house. Okay. I want to save 5,000 in 1 year. I want to go to a drive-in movie. I want to earn a Mary Kay trip. I want a vacation in a treehouse in Oregon. I want to visit the Holy Land when they're not bombing people. Just saying. Okay. I want to go to New York for Christmas and New Year's. I want to see the Macy Day parade. Yeah, I do. I know it's probably scary and dangerous, but I still want to go. Ride a train to a vacation spot. I want to literally not just like ride a train, but like take it somewhere. Isn't that fun? Okay. Attend a floating lantern festival. I want to ride in a limo. I want to travel first class. I want to visit an all-inclusive resort. I want to swim with dolphins. I want to stay in a bungalow in Jamaica. I want to write a book on my life. I want to read a book each month for a year. I want to visit London, England, and go to Harry Potter World where they actually filmed the movies. Okay. Yeah, I'm a total nerd. It's fine. I want to visit Ireland. I just want to hear them speak to me all day, you know? Okay. I want to watch Oh, I wrote it twice, y'all. That's how you know you really want it. I want to watch my babies be baptized. I wrote it again. I want to visit the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio, Brazil. You know what I'm talking about? Where Jesus is like, it's so beautiful. I want to see that. I want to grow and can my own food from my garden. And I want to spend Christmas in snowy mountains. Okay, that's all I got for now. I'm sure there's so much more. But some things are small, some things are extravagant, but I have to like get all the things out. Like, I want to know what I really want in this life that the Lord gave me. Y'all, He has given you one life and He's given you such an incredible world. And I just don't believe that He made all of this possible for you to just stay in a small town and live small. I just don't believe that. I believe that God gave so much to this world and He put so much effort in there for 6 whole days and had to rest on the seventh because it was so great. Okay. And I just think that He just needs you to go see it. And you got to do enough work to create enough income to be able to go see it. Okay. And so that you can really enjoy all that He has had, all that He has created. And that's just my heart. So, and then I want you to break down, what do you want to happen for this year? For 2026, top 10 things that you want to happen this year. This year, 2026. We're only in 3 months. So that means you have 9 more months to really maximize the entire year. You guys, don't let a month go by where you don't think about your dreams. Okay? Don't. The subconscious mind accepts all information as facts, and it cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined and believed. So if you focus on what you want to happen this year, your subconscious mind just says that's happening. And you'll work as if it is because that's what you're focusing on. And then I want you to think about, what are the top 5 things you want to happen in the next 90 days? In the next 90 days. In the next 90 days, I want to be done with triple star. I want to earn the next loops that go on my necklace. Okay. That's what I want. Triple star means I earn my next bee. I think it'll be my 4th bumblebee. Diamond bumblebee, meaning I've added 24 qualified recruits. Woo woo. I want to earn another quarter sales ring. I want to finish 300,000 as a team and add to this. That's my triple star goal right here. Okay. Because y'all, I want to get the whole set. Like, I want to be able to pass this on to one of my daughters or let them take it apart and build the best diamond ring they ever wanted when they get married. I don't really care. But I just want to say that that I did it, that I set the goal and I chased after it until it was done. In the next 90 days, I want to take my kids for spring break to Orlando, and we're about to do that. That's been a goal for the past 6 months, actually 9 months. So I'm excited about that. I want to lose 20 pounds by tracking my water and walking. So I'm excited about that. In the next 90 days. But here's the deal. When you're setting a goal, you have to know exactly what you want. Okay. And there's different categories when you're creating your goals. Okay. So let's talk about your categories. Because this is not all just a Mary Kay goal. I want you to really think, what do you want in this life? Okay. Spiritual goals. For me, spiritual kind of goes in with my physical and health, which is part 2. So number 1 is spiritual. Number 2 is physical or health goals. Number 3 is educational. Number 4 is like your business or career or leadership goals. So just like, what are your business goals? Number 5 is family goals. Number 6 is like a personal goal or like social or a hobby. And number 7 is financial. So there's 7 types of goals, right? So I want you to really process that today and say, what do you want in each category? For me, spiritual was I want to spend time daily in my Bible every single day. That's my spiritual goal. Okay. Physical, I want to lose 50 pounds, but I know that I need to do that in a longer time frame, not a 90-day time frame. You know what I'm saying? So, because if I just lose 50 pounds, I might be sick. You know what I mean? Like you got to be slow. What's it called? Steady Eddie wins the race or something. Slow and steady wins the race. So, educational, there's no educational goal. Like, I'm not going back to college. Love you, mean it. Business and leadership, I want to finish that triple star. Okay. Family, I want to lead my daughters in a Bible study. My personal goal is I want to grow and can my own food. It's my garden goal. And financial is I want to save 5,000 in a year. So then once you have a goal in each category, then you got to see, okay, what do you want the most? Pick 3. Just 3. I know there's like 7 categories. I'm telling you that if you focus on too many things at one time, you'll be a crazy mad woman. Okay. And then you'll be frustrated when things aren't happening because you're focusing on too many rabbits. You have to chase down one thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if I focus on, and in a minute, we're going to break down your goals and I'll explain how to track that. Okay. But so for me, my spiritual and my health kind of go hand in hand. Okay. Because I will lose the weight and I will spend time with the Lord if I track my morning and evening routines. Okay. So I can have both of those at one time. Because if I plan my food and I don't guess or just show up somewhere and hope for the best, then I'll pay attention to what I'm eating, right? If I make the decisions ahead of time, then I don't have to make bad decisions last minute. The other thing is that if I already have I like cold ice water. If I already have that by the nightstand, I'll drink half of it before I go to bed and I'll drink the other half when I wake up. And my morning routines, if I go to bed in a timely manner, I'll get up in the mornings and I'll spend time with the Lord. So for me, all of that ties into my morning and evening routines. Does that make sense? So what am I going to track? My morning and evening routines. I'm not going to track 20 things. I'm just going to make sure I did my AM checklist and my PM checklist. Does that make sense? So that I don't overanalyze and second guess all that. So I was able to pair those 2 goals into one thing. Okay. The next thing that I want is the triple star. I want to finish my quarter sharing, quarter sales, and my unit doing a unit club this year. So that when I broke it down to get all the avenues, I need to do 60 faces a month for 3 months. That's what I got to track. So I'm going to walk you through it. Don't panic. Okay. We're going to go through how to figure out your goal and how to break it down to a daily activity that you can focus on. Okay. Okay. And then my third thing was garden success. That's what I really want to grow and can my own food in the next 3 months. And I'm really excited about it. It's something that I've wanted to do for years and I'm finally going to do it. So with that, I just I have to make sure that I do the things and I don't. So my thing is Wednesdays and Sundays, I don't work. Okay. And when I make exceptions to that, I have no time for my garden or my family and the Bible study that I want to do. So I have to have those boundaries on my schedule. And that means that I have to be intentional with my time on the other days so that I don't miss my work goal. Does that make sense? They all kind of intertwine each other. Okay? Because a healthier and vibrant me is a better leader, and I'm a better mama and a better wife. It all trickles down. Okay? So your thing is that once you've realized what you got to do, then you got a little bit of work to do, girls. You need a visual. You have to have a visual. Your brain processes images. Okay? Your brain processes images, meaning you don't necessarily remember the word on the wall, okay? But you remember a picture on the wall. Do you understand what I'm saying? So maybe you need to take, like, if your goal is a red jacket, maybe you need to put your face on a red jacket. Like, put your face on the body of a red jacket, girl, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm for it, okay? You need to use mine or somebody else's in pictures, it's fine. But you got to have that. The subconscious mind accepts all information as facts, okay? It can't distinguish between what's real, imagined, or believed. So with that, you create what you want to see happen. I shared this at our in-person meeting a couple weeks ago. You're made in God's image. Okay? When God created you, he spoke you into existence. Okay? And he said, I will make them in my image. Okay? Meaning he made us. We're all made in Christ's image. Okay? So, with that, everything that he spoke became reality. He spoke animals into existence. He spoke light in the dark, right? He spoke everything into existence, and we're made in his image. So what you speak is what you create. Okay? I mean, it's biblical, y'all. It's real stuff. I mean, it's kind of a little scary to think about anything that comes out of my mouth just becomes reality, right? It's just a little scary. Okay? So you just got to truly remember that what you speak about is what you're going to bring upon yourself. So speak affirmations over yourself pertaining to your goal. I am becoming the most healthiest version of myself, right? I am walking in um the most time freeing person ever. Like, I am so strategic at my time, and I create boundaries, healthy boundaries for myself. I know exactly what I'm going to eat for the day. Everything is planned because I'm a great planner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, speak that over yourself because it matters. Okay. The other thing I want you to know is that you should involve your family. Okay. Involve your family, your kids. Um, just like with my garden goal, my girls love to garden with me on Wednesdays and Sundays. They get so excited. Emma's like, can you wait till I get out of school to do everything? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a long time to wait. So I always try to have something special for her to do in the garden. She planted potatoes a couple weeks ago. It was fun. So it's just a matter of just include them on things. And when it comes to my business, I started taking Emma to parties with me. If I have parties on a Saturday, she is coming with me and she's loving it. And she's the one that passes out the tickets during the games. And she'll walk over and I'll say, for every 5 referrals that they put down, they get a ticket. And she'll be like, that's not 5. And it encourages people to give me more referrals, which is so fun. So, I mean, she'll walk over and start counting on their paper. I mean, she's very, very much a rule follower, so it's really fun. Okay, so involve your family, and what's in it for them? What's in it for them? When you accomplish the goal, what's in it for the fam? Like, how is that going to benefit them? So figure that out, okay? And the other thing is to find your accountability. Find your accountability. Your accountability cannot be my accountability, okay? Meaning my accountability has to be with somebody that I am, first of all, I have to be willing to trust them, okay? And be honest, okay? So, at our in-person meetings this past month, we talked about your accountability partner and pairing up with someone and encouraging them to be with you on different things, to mail them cards and all that. So it's really fun. And so you want to be with somebody that will hold you accountable and not just let you slide on by. Okay? Because if they're going to let you slide on by, that's not a good accountability partner. So you need someone that you can truly keep up with and really actually, yeah, me and Tracy, we meet every single week. We're accountable to each other. I'm going to tell her, hey, this is how many calls I got, this is how many bookings I got, and I'm going to be so transparent and tell her. And Jennifer Walls, my senior, she's like, I want to compete with you on the beast mode sheet. If I do more boxes than you do, then I have to you have to buy me coffee. I was like, oh, she ain't doing more boxes than me. She buying me coffee. So it's just fun competition, okay? So the last thing I want to share with you is how to break down your goal. So let's talk about your magic number, okay? Magic number. All right, and I'm going to share my screen for this because I want you to be able to see all the steps to this. And if you want to screenshot it, you're welcome to. Hold on, how do I do this? Get it together, get it together. Share. Here we go. Okay. So number one is step one is to determine how much profit you want. So I made you list out all the things that you want to achieve, right? Okay. Maybe what you're tracking is not a profit number, but maybe it's a recruiting number. If that's the case, then we'll talk about something different in a minute, okay? But if yours is, I need a dollar amount because I want to pay for blah, 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 like think about your bucket list, you know? I want to go to a drive-in movie. Okay, well, how much is that? How much money do I need to make to do that? Let's break that down. How much money do I need to be able to take my kids to a tree house in Oregon and stay? Like what's the whole trip going to cost me? And how can I focus on that? You know what I mean? Okay. Once you know your dollar amount that you need, you're going to consider the 60-40 split. You're going to sell so you're going to take your desired profit and you're going to multiply it by 2.5. So let's say I need 1,800 for a trip. Okay. So I'm going to take 1,800 and multiply it by 2.5. And then it's going to give me 4,200. It's probably what I need to sell. Is that right? Anyways, I can't do math in my head like that. So then I know how much retail I need to sell. Does that make sense? Shake your head if you know what's happening. Okay. All right. Well, then last month in March, if I did, okay, let's say at Donna's party, Donna, I did a party for you this past month. There were 4 girls there or 5? 5. Okay. There were 5 girls there. And we generated, it was about $500 in sales, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. Okay. So before tax, did you see that? Before tax. Okay. So then if I take the number of faces and I divide it by the total of sales, I know that Donna's average per face is about 100 per face. True statement? Okay. So you're not including reorders here. These are only for your faces. Okay. Reorders cannot count because then that doesn't make sense. Okay. We got to know what we're tracking. And for me, I needed to track faces. I need to track faces because if I get in front of people, all the things come together, right? So to determine your face goal, you got to figure out, you got to take your sales that you need in order to profit what you want, right? And you divide it by how many people, your face average. So if I need to sell 4,200 to hit my goal and divide it by 100, I need to be in front of 42 faces. That makes sense? You sure? Okay. Now, I also love to break it down a little further. Once you know your face goal, then you can break it up into a party goal. Because if you do need 30 faces for your goal, but you don't know how in the world am I going to get 30 time slots out of my schedule, Well, if you break it up into party goal, okay, you'll assume that 3 or more guests in one party. So then you can break it into, I could have 10 parties of 3 people, or I could do 6 parties of 5, and I would hit my 30 faces. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. The other thing is that you've got to plan for this part too. 50% of people who book with you are going to cancel. So if I know that, I need to double my party bookings. Okay. And the leads, 1 in 5 people that you call are going to book with you. 1 in 5. So if I need to book 20 parties to do 30 faces, then I need to contact 20 times 5. Does that make sense? That's how many contacts I got to do in order to get enough bookings, to get enough parties, to get enough faces, to get enough sales. Do you understand what I'm saying? In Mary Kay, we work backwards. We say, okay, how much money do I want to make? And then I back it up to figure out how much work I got to do to get that. Whereas normal jobs say, okay, well, if you work from this time to this time, you make this much money. Or you're going to get an annual salary of this. But we need you to show up all these days. That is not how this business works. You have to map it out. Does that make sense? Okay. So I want you to think for 1 second. I want to give you a second to just brainstorm. What am I finishing? What am I finishing in the next 90 days? What are my goals? What in the 7 categories do I want? And then how can my Mary Kay business correlate to these things? You know, in the next 3 months, our goal is to have some red jackets, okay? We need some more red jackets in our lineage. That is something that I'm focused on. And don't set red jacket because that's what I want, okay? I want you to set red jacket if that's what you want, okay? I want to encourage you, no matter what, to register for May Race and for my in-person meeting. Those 2 things are going to be so incredibly powerful, and I cannot wait to train you and teach you how to do this business so much. It's going to be so good. Oh, Donna says she want a pink jacket. Let's go. Let's get you a red one first, and then we'll go for pink, okay? Okay. I love it. Okay. So, I'm going to stop the recording.